The Atlanta History Center, founded by 14 passionate individuals in 1926, embodies a deep commitment to preserving the city's rich heritage. Originally known as the Atlanta Historical Society, its mission has always been to preserve Atlanta's past. Over the years, it has evolved into a sprawling campus in the Buckhead neighborhood, boasting 9 permanent exhibitions and numerous temporary exhibitions. The heart of the center is dedicated to showcasing Atlanta's journey through history. From the transformative impact of the Olympic Games to the poignant narratives of the Civil War, each exhibition offers a unique look at the city's identity. One highlight is the Cyclorama, a monumental painting depicting the Battle of Atlanta, surrounded by immersive exhibits exploring its significance. But the center is more than just a museum. It is a living testament to Atlanta's history. Historic buildings such as the Smith Farmhouse and Swan House provide tangible connections to the past, while carefully manicured gardens offer a glimpse into bygone eras. The Midtown campus, home to the Margaret Mitchell House, further enriches Atlanta's tapestry of history. Since its inception, the center has continually evolved and innovated, embracing new acquisitions such as DuBose's collection of Civil War artifacts and the iconic Battle of Atlanta Cyclorama. With each addition and renovation, the Atlanta History Center, Zoo Atlanta, accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, AEZA, extends to Atlanta, Georgia, under the presidency and management of Raymond B. King. The zoo's history dates back to 1889, when George V. Gress donated a bankrupt circus to the city of Atlanta, which became the nucleus of the zoo. Initially, the residents were a variety of species, and the collection grew through donations, including from Asa G. Candler Jr. After a period of renovations in the 1950s and 1960s, the facility began to decline in the 1970s, prompting a group of citizens to found the Atlanta Zoological Society in 1970. In 1985, the zoo was privatized and renamed Zoo Atlanta, ushering in a long period of renovations, including the opening of the Ford African Rainforest and the arrival of a pair of giant pandas, Lun Lun and Yang Yang, in 1999. Zoo Atlanta offers a variety of habitats, such as the African savanna and scaly slimy spectacular, for amphibians and reptiles. It is also home to rare species, such as giant pandas and western gorillas. The institution is actively involved in species conservation, conducting scientific research, and participating in AZA's species survival programs. Zoo Atlanta's mission includes saving wildlife and their habitats through conservation, research, education, and engaging experiences. The facility is a leader in scientific research and also participates in international reptile and amphibian conservation initiatives. The Atlanta Botanical Garden is a sprawling botanical garden covering 30 acres adjacent to Piedmont Park in Midtown Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Established in 1976, it has a mission to develop and maintain a diverse collection of plants for exhibition, education, conservation, research, and recreational purposes. The garden began as the Dr. A. Leslie Stevens Memorial Bonsai Garden and was later transformed into the Japanese Garden. The garden's dynamic growth began after negotiating the lease of the site for 50 years with the city. The garden became an arena for a variety of events, from major art exhibitions to the annual Garden of Eden Ball. Over the years, permanent structures such as the Garden House, the Children's Garden, the Fuqua Conservatory, and the Fuqua Orchid Center have been added. Summer exhibitions draw crowds, showcasing works of art such as monumental sculptures, glass installations, and model trains. In winter, Christmas light shows are held, with garden lights, holiday nights leading the displays. In 2004, it hosted the spectacular Dale Chihuly Glass Exhibition, which drew more than 425,000 visitors. In 2010, an ambitious expansion plan was realized, doubling the size of the garden and modernizing it with sustainability and energy savings in mind. A new feature is the Kendeda Canopy Walk, a skywalk that allows visitors to walk through the forest from about 40 feet, SK 12M, above the ground. The garden consists of several themed gardens, ranging from formal to natural woodlands, and includes the Fuqua Orchid Center, with the largest collection of orchids in the U.S. With its attractions and innovative designs, the Atlanta Botanical Garden has become an icon of the city, combining nature with education and recreation. Centennial Olympic Park is a 22-acre public park in Atlanta, Georgia. It was built for the 1996 Summer Olympics. The park hosts millions of visitors a year and offers numerous events, including summer concerts, Sweetwater 420 Fest, and fireworks displays. The park's history dates back to when the area was undeveloped. Designed by ASOG CEO Billy Payne, the park was to become the centerpiece of the games and a lasting legacy for the city. Built by E. Daw and the Beers Russell construction team, the park consists of 2 phases. The first was completed in 1996 and the second a year later. However, the park's history has not been free of tragedy. In 1996, there was a bombing that took the lives of 2 people and injured more than 100, and in subsequent years, the park also experienced tornado damage and protest riots. The park has key features, including the Fountain of the Rings, an interactive water fountain, and numerous sculptures and light towers. Daily shows are held at the fountain. Centennial Olympic Park has been a catalyst for the development of downtown Atlanta, attracting new investment and attractions. It has received numerous awards for its economic and social impact on the city. The College Football Hall of Fame is a symbolic space paying tribute to American football legends that began its history in 1951. Originally located in various areas from New Jersey to Indiana, it eventually found its place in Atlanta, Georgia. In 2014, a new facility, the Chick-fil-A College Football Hall of Fame, opened and became an interactive center of football culture. The idea for such a place came as early as 1949, when Rutgers University in New Jersey was chosen as the location. However, after many moves and changes of plans, the museum finally found its permanent home in Atlanta in 2014. The Hall of Fame is not only a Hall of Fame, but also an interactive space where fans can explore the history and culture of American football. The facility offers exhibitions, events, and a field with artificial turf. In 2020, the museum was damaged during protests related to George Floyd, but quickly returned to operation. Thanks to the Hall of Fame, the memory of legendary American football players and coaches continues, and fans have the opportunity to get closer to the history of this remarkable sport. Ebenezer Baptist Church, located in Atlanta, Georgia, is a Baptist megachurch with a great history and significance. Founded in 1886, it has been a place of cooperation and activity for great figures such as Martin Luther King Jr. and his father, as well as the current pastor-senator of the United States, Raphael Warnock. The history of this church is rich. Initially, it had only a dozen members, but thanks to the work of Pastor Adam Daniel Williams and others, the number of believers grew rapidly, reaching hundreds within a few years. Martin Luther King Sr. and Martin Luther King Jr. were key figures in the history of this church, working together as pastor and co-pastor until King Jr.'s tragic death in 1968. After years of change and development, a new building named Horizon Sanctuary was erected in 1999 with a capacity of 1,700 people. In 2005, Raphael Warnock became senior pastor, continuing the legacy and mission of Ebenezer Church. His election as a senator in 2020 marked an important moment for both the church and U.S. political history. Ebenezer Church has also been the site of funeral ceremonies for many well-known figures, including Martin Luther King Jr. himself, Rayshard Brooks, and Congressman John Lewis. Today, the church has about 6,000 members, continuing its role as a significant social, religious, and historical institution in Atlanta and throughout the United States. The Fernbank Museum of Natural History in Atlanta, Georgia, is a fascinating place that explores the history of our planet and the diversity of life on it. It houses many permanent exhibitions and regularly holds temporary exhibitions. Among the highlights are the giants of the Mesozoic, showcasing the giant Argentinosaurus and other dinosaurs. The permanent exhibition, A Walk Through Time in Georgia, tells the natural history of Georgia and the land through the ages. The museum has won numerous awards for its interactive children's exhibition, Fernbank Nature Quest. The museum's history dates back to the late 19th century, when nature lover Emily Harrison began developing the area later named Fernbank. Thanks to her efforts and the support of the community, the museum was created and opened to the public in 1992. The museum offers a variety of exhibits exploring many aspects of natural history, from dinosaurs to culture and technology. In addition to indoor exhibits, the museum also offers outdoor attractions, such as Wildwoods, an area with interactive exhibits and trails. There's also a movie theater with a giant screen, the Rankin M. Smith Senior Giant Screen Theater, and many special programs for children and adults, including workshops, lectures, and events such as Fernbank After Dark. The Fernbank Museum is not only a place of discovery, but also a place where youth volunteers, known as FYIs, can explore natural history and share their knowledge with visitors. It's a place where history becomes alive and fascinating for all visitors. The Fox Theater, also known as the Fabulous Fox, is an iconic performing arts venue located at 660 Peachtree Street NE in Midtown Atlanta, Georgia. It is the centerpiece of the historic Fox Theater District. The theater was originally intended to be part of a grand sanctuary, as seen in its Moorish design. Eventually, with an auditorium of 4,665 seats, it became a luxury movie theater of the Fox Theater chain, opening in 1929. The Fox Theater is an arena for a variety of cultural and artistic events, from the Atlanta Ballet to concerts by popular artists. The Fox's architecture combines Islamic and Egyptian elements to create a unique look. The auditorium mirrors an Arabian courtyard, while the Egyptian ballroom mimics the temple of Ramses II at Karnak. Although built as a movie theater, the theater has been the site of many musical events, from Elvis Presley performances to concerts by Bob Marley and the Rolling Stones. The Fox is also home to the Mighty Mo pipe organ. The Fox's history is a tumultuous tale of bankruptcy and attempts to demolish it for a parking lot, until it was saved by community involvement and its transformation into Atlanta's cultural center. Today, the Fox Theater is the only remaining movie palace in Atlanta and continues to draw crowds for arts and cultural events. Its cultural and historical significance is permanently embedded in the fabric of the city. The Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta, Georgia, is an impressive complex that has become one of the largest in the world since it opened in 2005. Thanks to a generous $250 million donation from Bernard Marcus, co-founder of the Home Depot, and additional corporate support, the aquarium has gained the ability to showcase hundreds of species and thousands of animals in 7 main galleries. Among its highlights are whale sharks, bottlenose dolphins, manta rays, and beluga whales. The story of the Georgia Aquarium began in 2001, when Marcus initiated the project with the idea of creating an educational attraction. Within 27 months, the aquarium was built and opened to the public, attracting millions of visitors in a short period of time. Since then, the aquarium has not only showcased fascinating marine life, but has also actively participated in environmental research and conservation. Its largest exhibit, Ocean Voyager, is the largest covered aquatic habitat in the world, showcasing the lives of coral reefs and ocean inhabitants, including whale sharks and manta rays. Additional galleries offer exhibits such as California sea lions and sharks. The aquarium also conducts scientific research, focusing on issues ranging from dolphin health to coral conservation. Despite some controversies surrounding the expansion and new exhibits, the Georgia Aquarium remains an important place for both science and public education about marine life and conservation. The High Museum of Art, commonly referred to as High, is the largest visual art museum in the southeastern United States. Located in Atlanta, Georgia, High occupies an impressive 312,000 square feet, SCA 3HA, and is part of the Woodruff Arts Center. The museum is renowned for presenting significant international and national exhibitions and an extensive collection of more than 18,000 works of art. It focuses mainly on 19th and 20th century American decorative arts, folk art, modern and contemporary art, and photography. Since 1905, the High has been the cultural center of Atlanta, hosting festivals, live performances, public talks, and educational programs. It also has spaces for children, a restaurant, and a museum store. The museum's history dates back to 1905, when it was founded as the Atlanta Art Association. Thanks to the generosity of the High family, the museum building opened in 1926, with additional buildings added in the 1950s and 1980s. The museum's architecture is a combination of works by Richard Meyer and Renzo Piano, and the latest upgrades were designed by Annabelle Seldorf. The museum's collection encompasses a variety of art, including African, American, European, folk, contemporary, and photographic art. The High Museum of Art is an important cultural and artistic venue in Atlanta, attracting hundreds of thousands of visitors each year and becoming an important landmark in the art landscape of the United States. The Jimmy Carter Library and Museum, located in Atlanta, Georgia, is a rich source of documents and artifacts related to the life and administration of U.S. President Jimmy Carter and his family. In addition to presidential documents, the library houses unique artifacts, such as the Nobel Prize for Carter and a replica of the Oval Office from his time in office. The institution consists of both areas managed by the federal government and private areas that house Carter's office and the Carter Center, a non-profit human rights organization. Managed by the National Archives and Records Administration, the library is an integral part of the presidential government library system. The library and museum building offers a total of more than 69,000 square feet, 0.64 ha of space, including space for exhibits and archives. It houses millions of pages of documents, hundreds of thousands of photographs, and thousands of objects depicting both aspects of politics and the personal lives of the President and First Lady. The site where the museum complex is now located was originally part of General Sherman's headquarters during the Battle of Atlanta during the Civil War. Jimmy Carter planned to be buried at his home in Plains, Georgia, contrary to the tradition of presidential museums, where U.S. presidents are usually buried. After his death, it was planned to turn their home into a museum, part of the Jimmy Carter National Historical Park. The history of the complex construction dates back to the early days of Carter's presidency, when he expressed interest in building his library in Georgia. Construction began in 1984 and was completed in 1986. The cost of construction was $26 million, covered by private sources. After a renovation in 2009, the library's current director is Dr. Meredith Evans. The institution offers free admission for students under 16, and thanks to funding from the Coca-Cola Foundation, it also provides transportation for Georgia schools. After her death, Rosalind Carter, in November 2023, was buried in the library. The Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park in Atlanta, Georgia, covers 35 acres and is a tribute to civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. The park, managed by the National Park Service, includes his childhood home, church, burial site, and museum. The site's history dates back to 1980, but in 2018, it became a National Historic Park. The park focuses on the life of King Jr. and his influence on the American Civil Rights Movement. The park includes a museum, a visitor center, and various symbolic sites, such as the International Civil Rights Walk of Fame. In 2019, King's Lifehouse was purchased and restored and will be open to the public. Annual events, such as Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Black History Month, draw crowds. The area, which also includes King's birth home, has been designated a National Historic District and is managed by the National Park Service. The park is dedicated to King's memory and his work, promoting the ideas of peace and equality. In addition, many of the park sites are symbolic, such as the Gandhi statue and the Civil Rights Hall of Fame. The National Center for Civil and Human Rights in Atlanta is a museum that honors the achievements of the civil rights movement in the U.S. and the global human rights movement. The idea for the center was born in the minds of figures such as Evelyn Lowry, Juanita Abernathy, Andrew Young, and John Lewis, who were active in the struggle for the rights of African Americans in the 1960s. Despite initial financial difficulties, the project was eventually completed, thanks to support from Delta Airlines and local philanthropists, among others. The museum focuses on two main themes: the history of the civil rights movement in the U.S. and the global human rights movement. Permanent exhibits include personal items of Martin Luther King Jr. and an interactive gallery depicting segregation in the U.S. and important events in the history of the civil rights struggle. In addition, the center emphasizes contemporary human rights efforts around the world, confronting dictators with activists fighting for women's and LGBT rights. The building's design, created by architect Philip Freeland, has received acclaim from both the local community and critics. In 2014, the New York Times listed the museum as one of Atlanta's top attractions, and the Times reviewer described it as impressive, although he noted some issues with the composition of the human rights exhibition. All in all, the National Center for Civil and Human Rights in Atlanta is a significant and valuable educational space that connects the past to the present, inspiring the continued fight for rights and equality. Piedmont Park is a well-known city park in Atlanta, Georgia, located between the Midtown and Virginia Highland neighborhoods. The history of this park dates back to the 1880s, when the area was owned by Dr. Benjamin Walker, who later sold it to an equestrian club. In 1887, the first major exhibition was held in the park, followed by another 7 years later, showcasing the region's prosperity after the Reconstruction period. In the 20th century, the park served as a sports center and a venue for cultural events. It has undergone numerous upgrades and expansions over the years, gaining new amenities such as tennis courts, sports fields, playgrounds, and picnic areas. In 2011, a major expansion of the park began, adding new recreational areas and green spaces. Piedmont Park has been popular with Atlanta residents for years, offering a place for active recreation and gatherings in nature. Thanks to the efforts of the Piedmont Park Conservancy, the park maintains itself as one of the most attractive recreational areas in Atlanta. Ponce City Market is a remarkable development located in the historic former Sears Catalog building in Atlanta. It contains a variety of retail establishments, restaurants, food halls, boutiques, offices, and apartments. It is located near the intersection of the Beltline and Ponce de Leon Avenue, adjacent to neighborhoods such as Old Fourth Ward, Virginia Highland, Ponce Highland, and Midtown. The impressive 2.1 million square foot building was once home to Sears, Roebuck and Company from 1926 to 1987 and was later converted to City Hall East by the City of Atlanta. when it opened on August 25, 2014, it became one of the largest shopping and entertainment centers in the southeastern United States. The complex includes offices, apartments, a food hall, retail stores, educational facilities, and a rooftop amusement park. Among the well-known retail brands are Anthropologie, J.Crew, and Williams-Sonoma. The food hall, inspired by the famous Chelsea Market in New York City, offers a culinary experience prepared by renowned chefs such as Anne Quatrano and Linton Hopkins. In addition, the office complex is home to many well-known companies, including MailChimp, Pinterest, and FanDuel. The history of the site dates back to the 1920s, when Ponce de Leon Springs and later the Sears store and regional office were located on the site of the current building. In later years, the building served as Atlanta's City Hall and was later transformed into Ponce City Market. With its unique location and diverse offerings, Ponce City Market has become not only a retail attraction, but also an important social and cultural meeting point in Atlanta. Its surroundings, along with neighboring neighborhoods and the Beltline Trail, are attracting residents and tourists, ensuring the renewal and revitalization of the entire area. Swan House is a true architectural gem nestled in the heart of Atlanta. Emerging from the verdant landscape, this residence, designed by the renowned Philip T. Schutze and built in 1928 for Edward and Emily Inman, exudes elegance and harmony. The house, now recognized as part of the Atlanta History Center, has also played a role in world cinema, appearing in the film adaptations of The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, Part 2. But its true beauty lies in its unique blend of architectural styles. Often referred to as eclectic, Swan House is the quintessence of Italian and English classicism. Schutze, an artistic genius, combined elements of diverse eras and geographic locations to create a masterpiece that follows Renaissance patterns, yet is intriguingly diverse. The story of this house, originally inhabited by Edward and Emily Inman, is part of the rich fabric of the city. The Inmans, heirs to a cotton fortune, contributed to the rebuilding of Atlanta after the Civil War. Since its purchase by the Atlanta Historical Society in 1966, Swan House has become not only a memorial, but a source of inspiration for generations. Transformed into a museum, it delights visitors with its original beauty, paying homage to the history of the city and its people. With its classic elegance and historic details, Swan House has found its way not only onto the lists of the National Register of Historic Places, but also into the hearts of audiences around the world. Appearing in movies and TV shows, it has become an icon of popular culture, evoking memories in us and encouraging us to discover the extraordinary history that lies within its walls. Truist Park is a baseball stadium located in the Atlanta metropolitan area, about 10 miles, 16 kilometers, northwest of downtown. It opened in 2017 as the new home of the Major League Baseball team Atlanta Braves, replacing the former Turner Field. The stadium project was based on a public-private partnership with a budget of about $622 million. To finance the project, Cobb County raised funds from various sources, including bonds and transportation taxes. The decision to build the new stadium was the result of numerous factors, such as the need to upgrade Turner Field and access and infrastructure issues around the stadium. The new Truist Park was designed to improve the fan experience, provide more parking, and ease access. The stadium was built adjacent to the Battery Atlanta complex, which includes stores, restaurants, apartments, and workplaces. The design of the new stadium was entrusted to Populous, and construction began in 2014. The combination of the new stadium with surrounding buildings and infrastructure was intended to create a comprehensive experience for baseball fans. Construction of the stadium proceeded on schedule, and the opening took place in 2017. Truist Park was officially opened, and finishing work, such as the installation of seating and turf on the field, was completed before the start of the baseball season. The new stadium has become a new symbol for the Braves team and the community, providing a modern and comfortable venue for baseball fans. World of Coca-Cola is a museum in Atlanta, USA, that presents the history of the Coca-Cola Company. Opened to the public on May 24, 2007, it replaced the original 1990 exhibition. The original museum was located in downtown Atlanta and attracted millions of visitors before it was moved. The museum, inspired by Coca-Cola's history dating back to 1886, was housed in a 3-story pavilion with a huge neon Coca-Cola sign at the entrance. Tours included video presentations, interactive exhibits, and tastings of 22 different soft drink brands. Once relocated, the museum offers exhibits on Coca-Cola's secret formula, a 3D film, and the opportunity to sample 60 different flavors from around the world. In addition to the Atlanta Museum, there are other World of Coca-Cola locations, such as in Las Vegas and Disney Springs, offering tastings of Coca-Cola products from different regions of the world. In addition, there are Coca-Cola museums in other locations, such as Tokyo and Taoyuan City.